Today I have a special treat for you. My mom and dad came up for a visit and my mom agreed to show me how to make her fudge. I have Belizean fudge in my cookbook, but this is Rosalee's fudge. She would not release that recipe to me to put in my cookbook. But don't worry, because after we learn it today, we'll be putting it in Jada's book. You're watching the Bear Pantry Show. So to make Rosalee's fudge, and I have her right here with me instructing me every step of the way, we're going to use 1 1/3 cup of regular sugar. We're going to use vanilla extract, sweetened condensed milk, butter, and we have a secret ingredient that I'm going to show you in a little while that we're going to add to the fudge to make it special. A very thick pot, but not a tall one because you want to be able to get in there and stir. We added 1/2 cup of water and we want to bring it to a boil because we're going to put the sugar in there to make it cook before we start adding the other ingredients. So see, our sugar water is boiling. Now we're going to add the 1 can of condensed milk. And after we add this milk, we're going to stay here and we're going to stir for a long time. So if you're old and weak, you might not want to make this dessert, or you might want to have somebody who's strong to come in here and stir. So this is what we're going to do. Notice we put it on the back hole of the stove because we don't want to get burned. And we're just going to stir this for a while. And we're going to keep tabs on the time so we can know how long it took to make this. It's been a few minutes. We're going to add 1/4 of a teaspoon of butter. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Remember I told you we have a secret ingredient. Most of these people use peanuts, but we use cashews. Now all we have to do is continue stirring until it gets brown. And then we have to know the right time to take it off the stove. And that's the trouble I have with it. That's why I enlisted my mom today to come and help with this. So she says when we're stirring, we have to stir, scrape the side, stir, scrape the side, and continue to do that. When we first started out, we had the fire on high. And then when it started to get a little bit brown, we put it on medium. And now as it's getting more and more brown, we have the fire on low as we stir and clean the sides. Still have a little bit more to go. So this is a few minutes later. See how beautiful it's coming, and it smells amazing. Okay, so the boss came and took over because we're almost near the end when it's gonna let go from the sides of the pot. Show me. So the trick with fudge is knowing the right time to get it off of the stove. See? See how it's letting go from the pot? So I guess we have a few more minutes to go, and we're gonna get it to a greased baking sheet. So you see that little thing right there on the spoon? That's what you're looking for to know when it's done. You see? Look at that. Doesn't that just look beautiful? Okay, so we gotta pull it out fast. Scrape the bottom of the pot. Get all the fudge out. Spread it? Okay. Mom's making me nervous. She says, spread it fast. Wait, let's do this. Did I spread it correctly? Good? Then get the spatula and scrape all this stuff off. So here we go, we scrape all this off. So you saw that the trick was that we had to get that out pretty quick while it was hot and spread it as thin as we need for it to go. And then when it's cooled down, we're gonna cut it into the different sizes like the way you do brownie. we're gonna mark it first and then cut it. So let's give it a few minutes to cool down. The pro marking the fudge into serving sizes, and you can make it as big as you want or as small as you want for serving size, but see how these are? Nice size. So we waited until it's a little bit cool and it hardened up before we came and we marked it. And then when it's completely cooled, then we're going to cut it all the way through. So when I come back, I'll be showing you the finished product. So here's the finished product. I guess for American people, you guys would call this like a peanut brittle. And we changed out the peanut, of course, for cashews. But this is called Belizean fudge. And I call it my mom's Rosalee's Belizean fudge because this is her little unique recipe, and it was so nice of her to come and share it with us today. Well, as you can see, Belizean fudge is kind of like a math thing. You really have to know how to stir the fudge from around the edges so that it gets all cooked, and put the correct amount of butter on the baking sheet and in the fudge. But I needed my mom to show me because I've made it a lot of times and it comes out tasty, but not quite the hardness that I need for it to be. You know, when I was a little kid, my mom used to send me to school. I used to go to All Saints Primary School. And she used to send me to school to sell fudge at recess time so that we could raise funds when I was in the popularity contest at the schools and stuff. And so I remember that I was called the fudge girl. When I was a little girl in Belize, I tried to get my mom to come on camera, but she said she wasn't ready for her close-up yet. So I tried my best. Next time we'll show her, but we want to say a great thank you to her to show us how to do the fudge. Until I see you again, take care.